Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Asad Yaqub and I am from Lahore, Pakistan. I teach Ielts here. Once again, here I am with another video on essay writing. You know what I do? I pick up one area of Ielts and then I go on and I make around 5-7 videos on that so that you guys learn something and you actually learn from my videos how to write good essays. So guys, in this video, once again, we are going to write another essay. We are going to carefully analyze another essay, and this is also opinion and this is also opinion essay. And by the way, opinion essays are very common in actual Ielts test, both by British Council and IDP. So we are going to observe one opinion essay, we are going to analyze it, then we are going to see the vocabulary, what sort of words should be used in your opinion essay, especially when you are looking for 7 band or 7+ band, and I'm going to show you a model essay as well. If you haven't subscribed my channel, consider subscribing, right? Thank you very much. Let's take a start, guys. Okay guys, the topic is about cigarette smoking, and smoking is a major cause of serious illness and death throughout the world today. So this is basically a sort of a fact or a sort of a piece of news or background. Smoking is a major cause of serious illness and death throughout the world today. In the interest of the public health, governments should, now this is suggestion, governments should ban cigarettes and other tobacco products. Do you agree or disagree? If you agree, it means, now you got to agree or disagree with this thing. Governments should ban cigarettes and other tobacco products. If you agree, that means government should ban. If you disagree, that means government should not ban, right? So now let's see how a 7-band essay can be written on this topic. Okay, there are widely differing views on the issue of whether tobacco should be banned or not. This is a general sentence about the topic. So over here you can learn there are widely differing views on the issue, and then after issue of whatever they write. See, you learned a new phrase. There are widely differing views on the issue of. Some people would suggest that, now you can use this as well. Some people would suggest that it is their right to smoke and that prohibiting cigarettes would be a violation of their civil liberties. Very good word. Civil liberty means the personal freedom. However, I personally believe, now you're giving your opinion. However, I personally believe that tobacco should indeed be made illegal. Instead of banned, should indeed be made illegal. There are 2 principal reasons for this, and then you're going to describe those 2 principal reasons. One point which I believe to be absolutely pivotal is the fact, now you can use this. One point which I believe to be absolutely pivotal is the fact that, so you can start your paragraph like this. Tobacco is a drug. The majority of governments around the world take a prohibitionist approach to the problem of substance abuse. If the governments wish, if clause, conditional sentence, if the governments wish to be consistent in pursuing their war on drug, therefore I believe they must ban tobacco as well. This is particularly so given the fact, that many currently illicit drugs including heroin and marijuana have legitimate medical applications while tobacco has none. Means tobacco has no medical application. So this is particularly so given the fact that, and then you can explain. However, means now you're going to write something opposite. However, perhaps the strongest argument in favor of banning cigarettes and other tobacco products is that of public health. It is irrefutable fact that, now you can use this sentence, but it depends. If after that you write a good sentence, it's good. If after this you write a wrong sentence, grammatically wrong, it's not good. Smoking leads to lung cancer and other such potentially fatal diseases. Potentially fatal diseases, good vocabulary. Pro-smoking groups would no doubt argue that each individual has the right to determine what goes into his or her own body. Nevertheless, I would suggest that the interest of and rights of society at large must override those of the individual. The medical treatment that smokers require is often incredibly costly, and now see, is often incredibly costly, now often with incredibly, and is frequently and it is frequently governments and society that cover these costs frequently rather than the individual smoker. Hence, I feel laws prohibiting smoking would be entirely justified. In reality, of course, now another phrase which you can learn, the widespread prohibition of smoking is unlikely in the near future or in the foreseeable future. However, given the seriousness of the problem that it causes, I believe that this should be ultimate goal. Now see, this paragraph can be generic if you only remove this thing. This is the topic, so you can write the topic which is given in the essay, and then other things can be written like that. Alright, now let's take a look at 7-band sentence structure. One point which I believe to be absolutely pivotal, vitally important but absolutely pivotal, is the fact, so you can write as it is. One point which I believe to be absolutely pivotal is the fact that, and then the topic sentence. Next, this is particularly so given the fact. Now this sentence looks very strange, but actually it's right. This is particularly so given the fact. So you can just divide it like that. This is particularly so given the fact that some, or given the fact that until here, this is a good sentence starter. Next, however, perhaps the strongest argument in favor of. Now until here, it is a very good sentence starter. Okay. Banning cigarettes and other tobacco products is that of public health. Next we've got, it is an irrefutable fact that, again a good sentence starter. Smoking leads to lung cancer and other such potentially fatal diseases. Next is, hence I feel that law prohibiting smoking would be entirely justified. Instead of thus or so, you write hence, I feel that, and then whatever. Next is, in reality, instead of course, you are writing in reality, of course, the widespread prohibition of smoking is unlikely in the near future. So I would recommend, instead of near, you can write in the foreseeable future. That could be better. Alright, let's go on. We've got some vocabulary words now, academic vocabulary which you can use. So instead of ban, you can use prohibit. For illegal, it's a good idea to use illicit. And for main, you can use principle. For important, absolutely pivotal. Learn these words, they are very, very good. Absolutely pivotal. For therefore, you can write thus or hence. For most, it's a good idea to write the majority of, right? And for drug abuse, you can write substance abuse. Substance abuse is a better word for drug abuse. Want is wish, especially, particularly. For proven, you can write irrefutable. For cause, you can write lead to, cover the cost, pay the bill, cover the cost. This is better. Instead of paying the bill, cover the cost. Expensive, for expensive you can write costly. For decide you can write determine, that is better. I would argue that, I would suggest that. Require, for need you can just use require. Nevertheless, for however you can write nevertheless. So these words must be practiced, and some of the words are commonly used in essays. All the best guys. Welcome back. Well guys, now you are familiar with essay writing and you know how to write a good essay, how many paragraphs should there be, and what should be the structure, what sort of language, the sentence structure you need to use in order to get your desired band score. That's all. Thank you very much. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub wishes you all the best with your essay writing. Take good care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.